Do whatever he tells you. When I read that, I had a flashback to my freshman year of high school, woodshop class. Now, I'd worked with my dad over the years, and we built things, and we cut wood, and we hammered, and we nailed, and I thought that was what woodshop would be. But the teacher who was teaching woodshop was more of a furniture maker. He was more of a very precise and detailed kind of guy. So I walk into class and I look around the room, and there's on display around the shop beautiful works of woodwork. Things that are joined together, chessboards, plaques, trays with fancy carvings. And I thought, cool, that must be what the teacher made. And he says, no, that's what the students are making. And here is your first project. And it's a very intricate plaque that has like 15 pieces of wood in it of different grain and different colors. And it's carved out and it's routed, and the whole thing is smooth and shines in light. Well, the closest I've ever gotten to something like that was putting a shim under something I just built so it wouldn't be wobbly. And it just so happened I got called a couple weeks later down to my counselor's office, where I had a reserved chair in his office. And he says, how's classes going? And so I informed him that woodshop was going to be a challenge and I need to change classes. And he said, why? I said, because the guy's detail-oriented. I'm not detail-oriented. He really wants me to do it right. And I can't do that, so I need to change. And he said, get this, ready? Do whatever he tells you. And so, okay, I go back to class, and I'm listening, and the teacher's talking, and he's a very personable guy, and I'm having a problem, and he comes over and he says, may I show you how to do this? And he shows me, and suddenly the mystery disappeared. And I was able to start putting things together. And yeah, it was hard, but I was getting somewhere. And I'd even stayed after class just to work on it a little bit more. And in the end, with his help, I made this beautiful plaque, which I still have today. It's my pride and joy. Fast behind to Galilee, to Cana. And they're at this wedding, and Mary, the mother of Jesus, just finds out that they're running out of wine, and that would be a catastrophe for the wedding. And so she says, Jesus, they ran out of wine. Jesus, being the good son, says, woman, it's not my problem. My time, my hour has not yet come. Now, imagine Mary and what she's thinking at that time. Here's Mary saying, God just told me that this is something that you need to do. You have 12 disciples here. How you got them in the door, I don't know. But you brought 12 friends, not a plus one, to a wedding. And they're going to be with you for the rest of your life. And you're going to teach them. And you're going to demonstrate to them how to live the words that you tell them. And they're going to do that with you. And then, based upon what you did and said, they're going to carry your message to the ends of the earth. And Mary knows this. And Mary looks at Jesus And she could have called him outside to tell him that, but she didn't have time and she didn't know what else to say. So she says, do whatever he tells you. The result. Jesus turns water into wine. Not just any wine, but really fine wine. And oh, by the way, 6 stone jugs, 20 to 30 gallons. I calculated that out. It's like 3,000 glasses. I wish I was at that wedding. What Jesus touches, what Jesus does, what Jesus says comes out in abundance and greatness. And so I ask you to do whatever he tells you. What does he tell you? Just one thing called the Beatitudes highlights some of the messaging that he gives. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the land. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the clean of heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers. They will be called the children of God. And blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Not only did Jesus say these words, not only did he tell us, you and I, these things, but then in his life he demonstrated how to live them. In kindness, in mercy, in sorrow, empathizing with the poor, those who are mourning. And eventually, he becomes persecuted for his sake of righteousness. And the kingdom of heaven is his. So, today's message, simple. Do whatever he tells you. My shop teacher, I did what he told me, what he showed me, and I can't believe the result that came out. I could have never expected it. Jesus and the bridegroom, he could have never expected that not only the wine didn't run out, but it was the finest wine that anybody had ever seen. You and I, can you imagine what awaits us if we do whatever he tells us and follow his example? Only something spectacular could be the result.